Welcome back into Wake Up America. Prosecutors presenting their closing arguments yesterday in the Alex Murdaugh double murder trial. This has been just really hard not to watch.
I'm kind of obsessed with the case.
So the jury visited Moselle. That's the crime scene. They went there earlier this week.
Yeah, joining us now for more is criminal defense attorney Michael Huff and former prosecutor and NEWSMAX contributor Amir Benno. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. The prosecutors delivering closing arguments yesterday with some strong words for the jury. Watch.
This defendant, on the other hand, has fooled everyone who thought they were close to him, everyone who thought they knew he was who he was. He's fooled them all. Don't let him fool you too.
Amir, how did the prosecution do with their closing arguments?
I think they did the best that they could do. They really drove home the point about the lying. They tried to make the argument about motive, although I don't think it's very compelling. I don't think their argument about motive really adds up, that it was to cover up or to buy some time on the financial crimes that he was ensnared in. So I think ultimately they may lose the jury on that, but the lying is what you expected the prosecutor to focus on. The fact that Alex Murdaugh, if he lied once, if he lied twice, if he lied 3 times, he was lying to the jury as well.
Yeah, it just went on. And I was watching it yesterday and people were yawning behind this this prosecution attorney. I was like, that can't be a good thing. If they're yawning, what's the jury doing? Michael, jurors visited this 1,700-acre Moselle crime scene. This is the private home, basically their family estate in South Carolina. Can you walk us through the impact that visiting a crime scene can have on a jury?
Sure, absolutely. As a former police officer and patrol supervisor, I found it interesting that the defense opted to walk through the crime scene. I think that it just leaves too much to the imagination, if you will, the lay of the land, the topography. I understand that some of the trees and shrubbery and whatnot are obscuring or have changed and therefore have changed what the lay of the land looks like. I think that it really just depends on how the jurors received it. But obviously, walking through such a crime scene can conjure quite a few images in the imagination, and I think it potentially could backfire.
Amir, do you agree? I was listening to an expert the other day and said, well, they're going through the crime scene, but they're going during the day. This double murder happened at night, so they may not get a true, understanding of what happened and what it looked like at that time.
Well, I don't really agree with that. I think that it was very important. It was risky. That's certainly true. It's very risky. But one, it can humanize the defendant. It shows where the defendant lives, that he's a human being, that he had a family. This is his home. Second, it puts in 3 dimensions what has otherwise been a 2-dimensional presentation in terms of space, distance, time, and that gets to the issue of reasonable doubt. Did Alex Murdaugh have the time to put down the shotgun and pick up a second weapon and then shoot Maggie? Could he have gotten from the kennels back to the house, which is a far distance away, and changed his clothes and gotten in his car and driven to his mother within 16 minutes? It's a very tight time frame, and it's not something that a jury might be able to appreciate fully just looking at evidence in a courtroom. If they go there in person and they see the distances, they see how close or how far apart Paul was from Maggie's body and the distance from the kennel to the house, I think that can go a long way towards strengthening the reasonable doubt in the minds of a single juror.
Yeah, Michael, so listen, innocent until proven guilty, we know that, but Alex Murdaugh, I mean, he might be in the wrong profession because he can cry on command. And the tears were, yesterday, he started crying again during closing arguments. This went on, and the cameras focused on them. He's doing that. Look, he's an attorney. He knows how to present in front of a jury. What kind of impact does that have on a jury? Because again, all he's got to do is put reasonable doubt in the mind of one juror.
This is true, and I don't disagree with Amir with respect to his analysis regarding reasonable doubt. I think what we have to look at is there's two structures here. It's letter of the law and spirit of the law. Under the letter of the law, will there be enough reasonable doubt? Perhaps, but under the spirit of the law, I think that his demeanor throughout the trial that's been characterized as somewhat glib at times, other times cold and callous. I think that does strike at the heart of the jury. The jury's definitely weighing that in, and whether or not that will amount to reasonable doubt in the mind of even one juror, we'll have to see.
Yeah, Amir, the defense is expected to deliver their closing arguments later today. What are you expecting to hear from them?
I think they're going to focus on two shooters. They're going to focus on the fact that both from the prosecution witness and the defense expert, that there's this possibility that there could have been two shooters. Again, that if there had been one shooter, they would have been blinded by the blowback from the brain matter from Paul. Wouldn't have been able to allow that shooter to then pick up another weapon and shoot Maggie. We're going to focus on the fact that there was an expert who said that the shooter had to have been 5'2" to 5'4", that Paul was, that Alec was a foot taller than that. There's DNA evidence under Maggie's fingernails that doesn't match up with Alec or Paul. There was hair evidence there as well. So there's all of this evidence, and there's no bloody shirt. There's nothing that you would have expected to have been the case with Alec Murdaugh if he had in fact been the shooter. So I think they're going to focus on those things. They're going to try to distance themselves from the lying or these allegations that he was lying to the jury, and just say, look at the objective evidence, folks. This doesn't come out of the mouth of Alec Murdaugh. This comes out of the mouths of experts, and it couldn't have been him.
Amir, 10 seconds. Does the jury get this before the weekend?
Yes.
Okay. I like that answer.
All
yes.
Right.
Hopefully the close today is a little tighter from Murdaugh's defense team. Michael Huff, Amir Benno, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us as we head to the break. Ron H.